What is it with Big Brother Niger housemates and alcohol? What is it with them and cigarettes? I cannot believe that the whole fight that went down last night, the whole enmity that has happened in the house, it's because of alcohol and cigarettes, majorly alcohol. Like yesterday, when Thelma came out to announce about the pool party, telling them that Big Brother had provided barbecue for them, so they didn't need to roast or grill anything themselves, and told them that only two people will be in charge of the alcohol. That is her and Mide. And of course, Isabella and Imisi were not having it at all. Now, the crazy thing to me is that both of them, both Thelma, Imisi, and Isabel, were saying the same thing, only that they were just not listening to themselves, because Thelma is saying that they will be in charge of it because she wants everything to go for everybody and be shared equally. And Imisi and Isabel are saying the same thing, but at the end of the day, because of the animosity and enmity, they just didn't want to listen to each other. Before then, there had been the scuffle of cigarettes, where Imisi had, I think Imisi, Sultana, and Co had taken cigarettes that Imisi had bought, and Faith was disputing it, saying that she didn't and that he was the one that bought or something of that sort. And at the end of the day, they kind of like resolved that one. But that one already had caused an issue because there was a back and forth between Isabella and Thelma. Isabel, of course, called Thelma a transgender. And at this point, I'm thinking that still look for another insult, I beg, because it was fun, at the beginning, but right now it's not giving what it's supposed to give. Emma to insult her, and then culture was the one that came downstairs and told Isabel and Imisi that they upstairs were saying that the only time they see them is when it comes to pool parties, or the only time they see Isabel is when it comes to pool parties, cigarettes, and alcohol, Thursdays and Saturdays. But when it comes to showing off for tax, she's nowhere to be found. And then Imisi, being the defender of the universe, was like, and so that they are carrying the tax on their head. After all, Isabel has been winning tax back to back, and it's for her to enjoy while the others do the work. I'm like, okay, fair enough. Then, of course, this whole alcohol thingy, and Imisi and Isabel were mounted by the garden door saying that they will wait there till they get their own share of alcohol. In fact, immediately the door opens, they're gonna grab their own. Now, I'll have to pause the story here. Let me give you guys a backstory. That was on Wednesday evening. So Tana, Isabella, and Imisi had planned that on Thursday night they were going to make sure they are the first ones to get there, and they're gonna pack alcohol. They don't care who gets or who doesn't get, that they are going to pack alcohol. So their plan initially was to take alcohol and hoard for themselves. That was their plan. Then I think, I don't know, maybe Thelma overheard because we were talking about it in that swing area, and Thelma decided, okay, you know what, Mide and I are going to be in charge of the alcohol. Therein lies the whole problem. Now back to the gist. The party started, and we could not hear what they were saying, but we sure knew that there was wahala that was brewing, because the whole back and forth. At some point, Kola, was involved in this. Bright was involved in this. At some point, we saw Bright to Isabel. We sounded like your mouth is smelling. Go and brush your mouth. I'm like, oh my god. And then there was Sultana, and at some point, it looked like Sultana kind of like removed herself from the mix and started dancing, minding her business. And then we saw a clip that was posted by DSTV, this clip, and we could see Mide, Bright, and Kola kind of like scolding Imisi or something of that sort. And we sure knew that there is tension in that party, and all of us that were the party were waiting for the after party. Now, when the after party came, okay, drama resumed. That was when we kind of heard everything that went down. Now, according to the gist making rounds, according to Thelma's gist, she has said that she decided to they had, I think, 38 cans of Smirnoff. Yeah. And then she decided, okay, she's going to give them one first, and she was going to turn it in a cup. And they were like, no, that they are not going to accept that. That is Imisi and Isabel. And then at the end of the day, they didn't even wait, and they grabbed two for themselves. And she saw that, okay, this is what these girls want to do. That was when she took one bottle of the Smirnoff vodka and took inside the head of house lounge. We saw her do that at a party, and she was like, okay, she will do that and watch how they will come into the head of house lounge and, of course, receive their punishment from Big Brother. Well, they didn't do that, but of course, that had caused issues. There was a fallout between Imisi, Isabel, and Sultana, as Imisi was telling Sultana that she should pick a side, that she's not a good friend, like she should pick a side. And apparently what had happened was Sultana had removed herself, from the mix. Sultana had gone to reprimand Imisi, telling her that this isn't right and something of that sort. And Imisi was not having it at all. Now, Kola also was reprimanding Imisi, like, okay, there's not even any issue here. You should just calm down. So apparently Kola had gone to take vodka with a cup, for Imisi. He brought for Imisi, but he did not bring for Isabel, and Imisi was not having it. And according to them, there was a point that Imisi started crying, and Bright Morgan was like, see, this is the thing, that she does this thing that will make her look like a victim, and then that is when the camera will capture it, and then they will look like a bad guy. And he was advising Kola, please do not scold her again, like remove yourself from that thing, because it will now look like you're not a good friend, you're not defending her. Now, in a conversation that Thelma had with Mide in the head of house lounge, she actually confirmed that Kola would always go to apologize on behalf of Imisi. And she said that why is it that Kola always does that, defending her, that she's not a baby. She knows what she's doing. She deliberately does all those things, and then Kola has to go and defend and apologize. And then at the end of the day, it's looking like, okay, Kola is not a good friend to her. And then Mide also had her own crash out against Isabella, of course. She was like, Isabel had called her a hermaphrodite, that she is waiting for Isabel to call her name, that Isabel should increase or improve her vocabulary. Like, since the season started, it's all about hermaphrodite, it's all about transgender, that okay, that she's the only beautiful person in the house, that every other person is a transgender and a hermaphrodite, that she doesn't even think that Isabel knows the meaning of that word, that she thinks that it's because she heard it from Big So, because Big So had said sometime that she had a dream that somebody was a hermaphrodite, and because of that Isabel had probably caught that word and started using it without actually knowing the meaning, that she is waiting for Isabel to actually call her name, like she was screaming it. Now, upstairs, Isabella and Imisi were also planning. Imisi had said that tonight that she will spray toothpaste all over Thelma's black box. Yeah, that she will do that. And of course, as they were talking, at some point, Thelma came upstairs and said that fools will always be fools. And Isabel was like, until they call her name, she's not going to answer anybody. Now, meanwhile, Culture dragged Thelma outside, because during the first fight that had happened, Thelma had said something along the lines of, even the trolls and her trolls and her troller or something like that were even dancing with her, talking about the whole body odor, mouth odor issue, because Thelma has said that. Now, Culture had asked her why she said that, and she said, well, the thing is, that Thursday night party, after that Thursday night party that Kola had kissed Isabel, Sultana had run inside and told them, that they should guess, that she pities Kola, because how can Kola kiss Isabel, because somebody, that is Culture, has said that when he was dancing with Isabel, that she has a mouth odor or she has body odor or something. And then Culture, being Culture, took that information, went upstairs and relayed it to Isabel. And yeah, so of course that one too was pinning Isabel, and Isabel was so mad. And then at some point we saw Isabel on the bed with Koyin, and Koyin was trying to tell her, not to get herself involved in this, to calm down, not to say anything about that. Now, while this was happening, there was also a gossip session going on in the locker area between Thelma, Mide, Kola, Bright, and Tracy was there just gathering all the info. Yes, and they were really, really mad at Isabel, and they were like, they pity Isabel because all her friends has talked bad about her, and she's there gumming bubbly with them. And Mide has said, with the exception of Imisi, and Bright had said something in his conversation with Kola, saying that Isabel has been influencing Imisi wrongly. They said a whole lot of things. Yes, guys. Now, also in the room, Imisi was not having it. She was having a conversation with Denari where she was like, imagine Kola not being on her side, scolding her. And Denari was like, if it was him and that is his friend, even though his friend is wrong, he will not openly scold him or her, that he would defend her. Then maybe inside he will like say, okay, this is that. And she was like, yeah, that Kola is always doing that. Now meanwhile, Denari also in this mix of wahala, because apparently when these two ladies, that is Isabel and Imisi, could not get their way with taking the vodka, and apparently Thelma did not give them vodka, she only gave them canned drinks. The two that they took by themselves, she did not give them the bottle one. The shots, she said she gave one of their shots to Sultana and she gave the other one to Culture, and none of them gave it to them, right? And she said that because of that, they now went to, that is Isabel and Imisi, now went to go and pack all the syrups. Those syrups, the pineapple syrup, the orange syrup that they usually use to mix drinks at the bar. They packed it and gave to Denari, and they were like, hope Denari did not drink that, and then he will let her maybe have an upset or stomach upset and all of that. Now also Thelma revealed that it was Big Brother that gave her the instructions to be in charge of the drinks. Isabel on her own said that no, there's no way Big Brother will do that, because last week she had asked Big Brother if anybody is in charge of the drinks, and Big Brother has said, do with it as you please. Now, it's looking like Big Brother is, changing the rules. I mean, he did that with Faith Tenor and all of that. So maybe Big Brother just set them off to have drama in the house. Now also, Imisi started laying curses. So I think apparently Denari had told Imisi what Faith had said about her in the morning of Thursday, about her being the unlucky charm in any group that she's in. And then she started placing curses on Faith, of course, in Yoruba, and praying and saying all that. Also, later on in the night, we got to find out that Imisi had gone to pack all the cutlery in the kitchen. She had packed all the cutlery in the kitchen, saying that because everybody in the house had alcohol and didn't make sure that they had vodka, then everybody would eat with their hands. Now later on, Kola went to meet her about this situation, and she said that she will not release the cutleries, and Kola was livid. Kola almost went mad. I mean, Kola was dealing with a lot last night. He was dealing with the whole Imisi situation. He was also dealing with the fact that Koyin and Day were having a moment in the kitchen, so he was dealing with a whole lot. Yes, guys. Now, Kola tried to persuade her, even tried to talk to Isabel, to talk sense into her, but whose side? That one or two was even adding fuel to the fire. Kola went downstairs, told Faith and Mensa. Mensa was like, she said that you should eat with your hands. Eat with your hands now. Faith was like, you see that Imisi? Imisi, she's a fool. And at some point, Faith was like, you know what? He knows that she is that in her box, maybe it's time they will also treat stupidity with stupidity and also hide her box. So my people, these and many more are what went down last night. Now, this is what I have to say, and I'll try to keep it as short as possible. Number one, Imisi is not a child, and she cannot always get her way. I've always defended her, on the streets, but at this point, it's irritating. Like, why can't you just listen? Nobody says you're not going to get alcohol. Nobody says you're not going to get what is due to you or due for you. All they are just asking is other. Like, is that so hard? And to be honest, Isabella, let me not lie to you guys. A lot of things, at the beginning that was cute for me, at the beginning of the season that was cute when they did it, right now is not cute at all. Especially with this whole Isabel situation. People are making it look like, oh, they are picking on them. Nobody's picking on them. They had a plan the day before to actually pack alcohol for themselves. Now, because Thelma probably, heard about it. I don't know if she heard about it. She just followed their plan, and that is their anger. Now, Imisi actually doesn't have an issue with Thelma. She is buying Isabel's fight. For me, I feel like that's stupid. There's a thin line between bravery and stupidity. And I think what she's displaying now is stupidity. Why carry the cutlery that belongs to the house? Is the house your problem? Now, if anybody comes out now to talk about it, it will now be like, oh, they are bullying her. Let it be known that nobody is actually bullying Imisi. You know, Kola has said it, Bright has said it. These are people that are very close to her. Even Mide has said it. She does these things. And then, you know, throwing stones and hiding your hands and then crying. Why are you crying? You see, that is wickedness. So, because it's like, you did something wrong and then you know you did something wrong, then you started crying so that anybody that passes will think that, oh, these people are maltreating you. That's a wicked behavior. That's a very wicked behavior. If anybody doesn't know any better, they will start passing judgment on other people not knowing what had happened. Honestly, Imisi's behavior last night was totally uncalled for. Isabel's behavior was totally uncalled for, and she should just look for another insult. Even though I enjoyed the drama, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I did enjoy the drama. And for those people that are like, oh, Imisi is a great friend for standing by Isabel, do you people again not smell your hypocrisy? Because that's what's pissing me off. If it's another housemate, right? If it's Joanna standing up for Dede, you people will say she's looking ass. But if Imisi is doing it for Isabel, oh, she's such a great friend. That is your biases. Now, Kola, you say, oh, Kola is not a good friend. I get it. Sometimes Kola can be really annoying. But in that place, you have been holding forth for a person for a lot of times. This person will get herself into issues. You will be holding forth for the person, defending, begging, apologizing. At some point, Kola is human too. He's dealing with his own shit too. How about cut him some slack? He did not come to the house for Imisi. Imisi did not come to the house for any of them. Nobody came in that house for anybody. So everybody should act like adults that they are. And taking the spoons and people are saying, oh, it's drama. If it was fate, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but if it was fate that packed all the cutlery and said that nobody was going to eat, you people would be insulting him. Me, myself, I might even talk about it. Do you understand? So what I believe in this, season of Big Brother is simple. What is good for the goose should be good for the gander. Simple and short. If any housemate displays any rubbish or nonsense behavior, no matter who that housemate is, by Jove, I will call them out. Imisi's behavior, Isabel's behavior last night was crass. Was that Dabota Lawson's English was uncouth. It was uncouth. It was not nice at all. And before I go, I know this video has taken so long. Somebody do something about culture. And no, I am not talking about his, instigating shit. No, I'm talking about him and women. He's acting like a honey goat. A honey he-goat. And, well, if I look at it again, he doesn't do that with all the ladies in the house. It's a few of the ladies he does that to, touching them inappropriately. He almost forced, I don't even know if they kissed though, but I know he tried to force Isabel to kiss him last night. I don't know if you guys saw that. That guy is acting like a dog on heat, and somebody needs to do something about it. I cannot even believe that people are not talking about it. It's not once, it's not twice. I've seen it severally. Whenever I see him touching women like that, I'm always like, I don't know how to put it. First, it started when he tried to touch Tracy inappropriately. You see the way Tracy just pulled back his hand? Ever since that day, he has not tried that nonsense. See what he was doing with Imisi. I'm like, okay, what can I say? Maybe they like it. I cannot be crying more than the bereaved. Yeah, but I've just said my mind. Somebody has to call him out. And that somebody needs to be a female housemate. Because that rubbish he's doing is rubbish. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about the whole thing that went down last night. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you to you all for being part of my channel. If you have not yet subscribed, what exactly are you waiting for? Kindly click on the subscription button, click on the notification bell to let you know whenever I post any new video. Until I come your way again, I remain your darling girl, Ezinnemwilliams. Have yourselves a beautiful, wonderful day ahead.